Hi everyone, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. I hope everyone's having a great week. It is Wednesday night here, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a flip through of my journal that I did for the February Fabric Junk Journal Challenge put on by Dear Julie on Facebook and YouTube. So I just want to say welcome to my new subbies and welcome to everybody, and thank you for watching tonight or whenever you watch this. Not that you're watching it right now, but we'll just get started. This cover is from, I showed it in a video a couple weeks ago where I picked up this fabric at a thrift store, and I said what I planned to do with it was make a boho journal. And when I saw this, I wasn't planning or looking to make a boho journal. I just saw this and I thought this would make a great boho journal. So that is what the kind of theme is of it. But you'll see as we flip through where I went with it and what I did. But it has just a black fabric tie here, so we'll untie that. And I want to show you the size compared to my hand. It's not quite Traveler's Notebook size, but it's a little shorter and probably about the same width. So I'll tell you real quick, because I haven't measured the length, what the length is. Well, I did measure it, but I haven't measured it finished. So it's 7 inches long, and yeah, about 4.25, yes, at least 4.25 wide. So what we have here is the fabric. This was a purse, okay, so it was like this, a cute little purse, and it had a string here for your shoulder length. I cut that off, and see how pretty this is with this. It's like a 3D. It's not a flat material. It's 3D. It's got these beautiful different colors in the middle here with all the burgundies and greens, and on the sides with the blues and the whites and the tans. Just a very kind of gem-like colors. So then I folded it in half, and it's already had these little things on the side here, and I didn't want to add anything else to it because it was beautiful as is, but I did want to add something metal here. It was the only plainish spot on the fabric, so I decided to put a metal piece right here. I had this little, it's a gem-like piece of metal, and I put that on there, and I thought it was perfect, and it went well with the colors. And blended with all the colors here in the burgundies and the different colors. So I thought that, and there's little beads on here. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but there's little beads right here. And this is not a new thing, you know, it's a used piece of fabric, I would call it. So it might not, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's in very good shape, and it just, you know, adds to the vintage look of the whole piece. So we'll just get started on a flip through. As you open the cover, you can see on the inside, it's the trim color here and here. That's what's on the inside of the fabric. And so you have a double layer of fabric. It is a soft, flexible cover. So I put different papers throughout. I used all different types of papers. And so we have, like, to begin with, a pretty, I wanted the first page to be really pretty. And kind of I tried to, you know, keep with the Bohemian theme. So this is a piece of scrapbook paper. You can see it's double-sided. And then I have coffee dyed paper with the trim here, gold trim. And the idea behind the Fabric Junk Journal Challenge was to use 15 different fabrics, or not different fabrics, but 15 different types of things that you were supposed to do with fabrics. So like the journal cover is one thing you were supposed to do in fabric. And so as we go through, I'll point out the other fabric items. And the other things that that I have in here are things we were allowed to use. We were allowed to use our sewing machine and, you know, different beads and pins and things like that. So, but I'm going to mostly focus on the fabric because that's what I think the main challenge of this challenge was. So this is a piece of printed receipt here with writing on it, so I thought that was nice, and it's coffee dyed. And then on the other side of that, I did make a pocket, and I have a little journaling card in here, which went well, I thought, with the Bohemian theme, the colors. And then another piece of scrapbook paper that's double-sided. Now we were supposed to have a fabric, I think it was two different fabric pockets. So this is one of my fabric pockets, which I thought went well with the Bohemian theme, this pattern. And a little journaling card there, which I think is really pretty, and it's got glittery on it, so I thought that went well with the Bohemian theme. Then I wanted to still have room for plenty of writing and journaling and putting in your mementos, so lined paper, and I've got a little beaded kind of material. This is not part of my fabric, but a beaded little embellishment here. And then we were supposed to have a fabric page, so this is my fabric page. It's fabric on this side, and then I put coffee dyed paper on the other side so you can write on that. And then this is some lined coffee dyed paper. On the other side of this, we were supposed to have I think 2 different fabric trims. So this is one of my fabric trims. And then I have a bulb pin here with a little metal rose charm on it. So really cute there, really pretty. Some more scrapbook paper with a paper clip bead dangle here. And then some notebook paper, or not notebook paper, just lined coffee dyed paper, which I sewed into a pocket. Got several things in here. I've got just some cut-offs of coffee dyed and lined paper, and then a little postcard, journaling card, and a little picture, which is also can be journaled on the back, or you can use those as embellishments somewhere in the journal if you like. So some more this is scrapbook paper, and it's also double-sided coffee dyed paper. And then here is a little embellishment with some vintage kind of lace trim here. I wouldn't really necessarily call that crochet, but it might be a little bit crocheted here. I'm not sure. I bought it like this. So, and it is, I bought it from a thrift shop, so I believe it's vintage. And then here is just some double-sided scrapbook paper. It's like cardstock. And then coffee dyed paper, some more double-sided scrapbook paper, and lined paper where I made another pocket out of fabric. And we were supposed to have some fabric tags, so I put some fabric right here on this tag. And then this is actually manila folder with a piece of cutout scrapbook paper here on this side. And I thought that came out really pretty. It's all sewn on. So I thought that came out really nice. Sorry, I had a little cold this week, so I'm still a little bit recovering from that, but I'm calling myself well. So a double-sided scrapbook paper here with another pocket. And I thought that was really pretty, that combination of colors. And then in here, I made a little kind of journaling spot here. This is a mushroom stamp there, so I love mushrooms, so I had to include one of those. And then this is a little kind of just a little journaling paper that I made with, this is I believe this is a French menu on this side, and then it's coffee dyed, and then you can write on this side. So I thought that came out really pretty. And then this is a little bookmark that I made this week. I made a few of these, and it's just, the bookmark is on this side. It looks like an old, it's small, but it's a little old bookmark, and it's on the back is a manila folder, and it's been aged and distressed. So just a really cute little bookmark. And then this is just a pretty page that I put in here. It's coffee dyed, and it's ripped on the edges, so it looks like an old, you know, piece of paper. And I just thought that was really pretty with the colors in this journal, so I put that in there. And then this is, we're getting toward the center here, so this is another receipt type of paper with red and blue lines, really pretty. It's been coffee dyed. It was ripped on the edges. That's how I made it. And then it's the pockets are sewn on here, and this is, like I said, the middle, and I've got a bead in the middle here where the strings come together, and then I have two beads on the ends here. They're all the same color, but I thought these brown, like sparkly beads went well with the whole colors in the journal. And then I put a little another one of my mushrooms here on a little, it's like a cardstock piece of manila folder that's it's glued on there, and it can also be a tuck spot. I believe I left it open, so that can be a little tuck spot there. And in the pockets, I just have, this is a little, this is in I think my last video, one of my last two videos, I showed where I made time cards into, I was just kind of experimenting with time cards, and then so I ended up cutting one of them apart. I made a part of it into, you know, that one that I cut apart into pieces. I made some journaling cards. So this is one with a collage, and it has napkin on there, pretty napkin, and little collage there that says inspire. So that's a little journaling card in there. And this is another little cut off coffee dyed lined paper with a mushroom on it, and you can journal all inside of there, or whatever you want to do with that. I just think that's really cute. And then we have in this pocket another fabric item that I added here. I also showed these, I think, I showed these in my original video where I showed my papers, and I guess you've probably noticed by now that I went into a completely different, I took a right turn on my fabrics and did something completely different. I was going with a completely different set of fabrics, and I just, it just hit me that I had this fabric that I wanted to make into a boho journal, so I went with the boho journal instead of the fabrics I originally showed. And I mean, that's okay. You know, if you change your mind, you change your mind. So this is a piece of cardstock that was double-sided, and I thought it made a really pretty little journaling card here. And you could make something out of this. You could fold it in half. You can cut it up, but I just thought it was a really pretty, oh, and I did put a mushroom stamp right there. I had to just play with all my mushroom stamps this week. And then this is also a pocket right here. And on this tag, it's all sewn on. There's lined notebook paper right here, sewn around the edges, and I've got a piece of that fabric that I've used kind of throughout here a little bit as a little tie here, and I thought that came out really pretty. So just really, some really fun, pretty stuff in here. Another piece of that fabric, I think I'll call it peacock fabric, because that's what it looks like to me, kind of like a peacock. So my peacock fabric's right there as a little ruffle. And this is a little bulb pin here with a kind of pearly bead dangle on it, and which I thought came out really pretty. So that's another piece of the fabric we were supposed to use for trim. And this is, now we're on the back half, so you're seeing the back half of the journal. This is a flip out of that kind of rosy paper with the torn edges, and then coffee dyed paper, and now another pocket here. And this is an envelope that I made this week, and I just wanted to do a little collaging on the front and just make it really pretty. So it was a plain white envelope, and I just put, this is a piece of page from a Helen Steiner Rice book, and then I put a piece of that cut out scrapbook paper on there and a little piece of fabric right there, which I thought was really pretty, and it matched the blues. And then inside I've got a little, I put, since this is an envelope, I think, let me see what I put in here. I think I know what I put in here because I just finished it, but and it's a little tight, so let me get it out. Yeah, I put a letter in here, that's what I thought. And this is, let me tell you the right thing. I think this is a French, I think this was a French letter. So I think that's really beautiful French handwriting. It's even got a little kind of like a postal mark up here, and just all this just looks really cool, like postage marks and things like that. So really neat little letter I put in there for someone to have fun with, and you can journal all over the back of that and just leave the pretty French handwriting on the front part. But that fits right in there, and just a pretty envelope that I decided to kind of just decorate there. And then we have it on the other side, just pretty paper on the other side. And here's another fabric pocket that we were supposed to have, and inside the pocket I have just a little tiny bit of decoration on a guest check. And then on here is a little tiny bingo card. And then on this is a blue letter, and it's also got some French handwriting on it, and it's been aged and coffee dyed, so you can write on the back, and it also has torn edges all the way around, and it's been aged and distressed and everything. So those just came out really pretty. I'll put that back later. And then just some pretty, these papers are just really pretty. I like to just use all different kind of paper. Scrapbook papers, just, you know, as wide as a variety as I can fit into a journal, if you know what I mean. So that, you know what they say, variety is the spice of life. So, but you know, yet all the colors go together. We were supposed to have one fabric flip, so I like this material and the glittery part. I thought it looked really good for a boho journal, so that's the flip up. And then you can write under there for some secret journaling if you want to. And then the other half of my fabric page, and then I have another bit of that beaded material that was from a vintage garment that I put on there, and I thought this just really added the perfect touch to a boho journal. And then a little fabric pocket here of my peacock fabric. And then this, another card with that pretty, it's kind of like, it almost looks like a catalog print. On this side I put a mushroom there, and then this looks like handwriting on this side. I just thought that was so pretty. And then another one of my little mushrooms. All the mushrooms are different. I have six or seven different mushroom stamps that I just got, and so I was just playing with them all. Just had fun making these little journaling spots. So this journal gets to have all the little mushrooms that I had fun with. This was another piece of like a cutoff tag. Made a tag, and I sewed a piece of ribbon, pink ribbon, because I thought it had pink on this side, and I just thought the pink contrast with this color down here looked really, I like it. So that's what I did with it. So, and then we're almost at the back here. Another pocket with, let's see. Okay, now this one, this was inspired by Aliyah, my YouTube friend, and she made, I don't know if you've seen her video, but she made the cutest little Valentine bag cards. And if you haven't seen it, just pop over to her channel. She's Aliyah, A-L-I-A-D-D-E, Pina, P-I-N-A. So just pop over there and see her Valentine little bag cards. I'm not sure exactly what to call them, but they're so super cute that, and I was inspired, and these aren't, you know, anywhere near as cute, or this isn't near as cute as hers, because hers are Valentine cuteness, you know, exonified. They're just adorable. But what inspired me was I was working on this journal, and I was working on ephemera for this journal, and I thought, well, I'm going to make one of those, but, you know, kind of with a vintage theme. So it's not a cute Valentine one, but it's a little bag that I had. Her bags are a little, I think, a little bigger and a little more room to put things in, because she was putting candies in, or sweets or something like candies inside for her co-workers. But this is a little, like a brown paper bag that I had in my stash. And what I did was I put a piece of postage themed paper here on the front. And I didn't want to cover this up too much, because I just love anything postage or postal themed. So, and it's a very vintage looking, and I aged it. But I actually made it kind of like a tuck. So it's just put together here on the side, and this can be a tuck back here, or a secret journaling spot. And then I have the postal paper over that, and then I have a little piece of fabric, which is another one of my fabric requirements for the challenge. And then I just sewed everything on right over here on the side, so that, and this can also be a tuck right here if you wanted it to be, but I just didn't want to cover up the postage, you know, theme too much. But I sewed it on the side right on the edge, because I wanted to be able to still put something in the bag. And I have a little tag in here, just a pretty little tag that says many happy returns of the day. So a really cute little journaling card that's been aged and distressed, and it still fits in there, even with a little sewing on the side there. Actually, I think it's got extra room, so something bigger could fit in there if you wanted to try to put something a little bigger in there. Yeah, it just has a little bit of tiny room to move back and forth. But I just thought I will be making some more of these. I thought that was a great idea that Aaliyah had, and just a really fun little quick kind of piece of vintage ephemera that you can adapt to any theme you want, really. This can go in any vintage journal, or you can, you know, make any theme you want: spring, Christmas, you know, Easter, whatever theme you want to do, you can adapt that kind of same idea to. So really great idea she had. And then this is one of my last little ruffles here. That was some of that material that had the little sparklies in it. So a little fabric ruffle here to meet my fabric requirements, with a little bead dangle. It's the line of the pearl bead dangles. And then we're at the back. And then the cool, kind of like one of the coolest parts of this is that since this was a purse, it has a little zipper here. So you've got some room in here for some goodies. So what I have in here is some more little journaling stuff, and I actually have a pen in here, and there's actually lots of room in here, if you can see, and it's got some nice black lining. You know, it's nice and clean, and, you know, not, you know, if you ever bought a used purse, the first thing you do, if you like the outside, then you look on the inside. And truthfully, this looks like, you know, maybe it's been around for a while, but because it looks oldish, but it looks like it was never used. I mean, it's like brand new on the inside here. So like that's the first thing you do when you look at a purse, if it's vintage or whatever. You look at the inside, and if it's all dirty and messy, you know, sometimes you don't mess with it. But this one was so clean and just perfect, like brand new on the inside, and the zipper's perfect and everything. So that's kind of like another reason I picked it up, was I thought, wow, this is, besides the fact that it looks like boho, it's just so clean and new on the inside. So just letting you know about that. And what I've got in here is just a bridge tally card. It's like a bigger size one with the pretty picture on the front there. And that was in there. And then I have just a little playing card here with the bluebird on it. And then another pretty, a couple of other pretty cards that I thought went with the boho theme. A little green and a little kind of burgundy-ish color, butterfly and a bird. So just some pretty, you know, the boho theme that seems to go with some glittery to it. And just pretty kind of natural and some bright colors too. So you can see it came out really nice, and but it does squish together nice. So there's plenty of room for all your stuff in there. And I hope everyone enjoyed that and didn't mind me taking a right turn on my fabric. I know, I thought I actually was going to do a flip through or another video of just, you know, my plans and my pages like I usually do before I get them in there. But I just kind of went to town on it before I could actually do a video on it because I don't know, it just seemed like I just needed to finish it for some reason. I don't know. Self-motivation, and then I got sick, so it was a good thing I did finish it. And I didn't get any germs on it, don't worry. I didn't work on it while I was sick. I always worry about when somebody says they're sick and they're working on their journal and they're doing videos. Nothing's wrong with that, but I just always feel like I wonder if there's going to be any germs on there. Maybe I'm a bit of a germaphobe, not really, but a bit, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. So I hope you enjoyed it and you liked the turnout. Everything's sewn in there. And I think it came out really cute and fun. So I'll let y'all go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.